Good. Okay, so happy to see you. Mm, let's meditate. So take your attention inside and pull it all the way down to the tip of your tailbone. And have the image that there's some way that you can allow all your attention to move down to the tip of your tailbone, and the energy that's between your ears follows that attention, so that all of you is down at the tip of the tailbone, paying attention there, allowing what's between your ears to relax, and feel into that space at the tip of your tailbone, into the space between the breaths. And in that space is the opportunity to feel our essence. And when you're ready, drop your attention down into Mother Earth, connecting to the crystalline core at the center of the earth. We are made of earthly substance, and it is in our harmonious connection to the earth that we're able to access our feeling of gratitude for the bounty she provides. Our connection to Mother Earth stabilizes us in this plane. And reminding ourselves on a daily basis that this is our source, part of our connection to source, can keep us from losing ourselves in the electronic ether or any other ether that we might find ourselves immersed in. Having made that connection and expressed our gratitude, we can move our attention up into the chakra at the womb. The womb chakra isn't just a feminine event. Men have it too. It is that very creative center essence of reproductive creativity. Please go at your own pace if you don't feel complete in an energy center before I move on. Take your time. When you're ready, take your attention just below the belly button. When you're ready, take your attention to the solar plexus. When you're ready, gently move your attention to your heart center. When you're ready, move your attention to your heart center. When you're ready, take your attention to your throat center. When you're ready, take your attention through the roof of your mouth, up into the third eye, behind and between the eyebrows, in the middle of the head. See if you can relax that place in the third eye and allow it to really open. Gently allow the energy to flow out the top of your head. And follow it around the outside of your body, gathering beneath and to rise up again. Of course, this never stops. And it goes in 360 degrees around your body. When you're ready, holding to this space, gently open your eyes. Welcome to Conversations with Anasa. How may we serve today? What's up with everybody? Thanks for being flexible about coming at 11. I've met someone that I really am hoping to study with, and she's been having classes that our time start at 7:30. And they go until she has to go, which can be over 2 hours. So how may we serve you guys today? What's up? It's really nice to be here with you. I'm happy to sit in the quiet. That's totally fine with me. Turned out to be a very magnificent part of my time away, to just be quiet.
When you give the meditation instruction, can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Uh,
perfectly.
when you give the meditation instruction, um, to go from the center of the throat up through the mouth, I really love it. I feel like I have been sort of like bouncing out and bouncing back in, almost like there's a like it just I feel like, oh yeah, that's how it should be. I've heard you say it, but I often forget it, and then you say it again. and I happen to have something happening in my throat right now, like a little bit of a sore throat. Yeah. So I just thought I'd say that and see if anything comes to you, what you might either say about that instruction or um, anything.
Well, that instruction is really, it's really, the energy goes through the point where in the center of the roof, the palate, the roof of the mouth, where the hard palate meets the soft palate, right in the center there, that's where the energy goes through. And above that is the third eye. So it's much further back in our head than we think of.
Mm-hmm.
The instruction is usually between your eyebrows.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not wrong, but it's not the center of the energetic field that we're attempting to open within ourselves, open the access to. Is that helpful?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Well, there's not too much to say about my retreat. was really quiet. I made a very beautiful altar. And with the help of a friend who's much more visual than I am. And really what I came to is that um, authenticity is precious. And the real purpose of any life, at least this life, this isn't for everybody, but knowing God is really, really important. And I'm not the shower of the way for other people. I'm a channel, which is, I mean, they know. And so what comes through me is, limited by my own capacity to be a vehicle. For something much higher and finer. And I can say for sure that spirituality is not about ownership of anything. That it's extremely personal and not personal at the same time. It's personal and it's foundational to who and what we are. And it's impersonal that it's foundational to who and what we are, because we all have access to it. And the factors that determine the amount of access are so many that it's hard to talk about. But that doesn't mean it's worth every moment of attention that we can put on cultivating our inner life is of value. It's interesting. I was just listening to some lectures from a Vedic astrology conference, and there's one person in particular who talks about, as an astrologer, you shouldn't tell people what to do, because whenever you do that, you become responsible for what you've told them and whether they do it or not, because you've participated in their process. Now, hopefully that same rule doesn't apply to doctors, or I'm really in trouble. When I was in medical school, I used to have dreams that I would have to come back and take all the medications that I wrote prescriptions to for people to in my training. And it's possible from that talk that maybe that's not so far off the mark. I mean, even then, I knew that pharmaceuticals were highly suspicious.
But what about herbs and things?
Oh, herbs and things are of the earth.
Right.
So knowing how to use them, and then, it's just that you know how to use them properly. That's the real thing. And so that's the real thing. And the reason I say that about pharmaceuticals is because nothing that's found in nature can be patented. And that means that every patent medicine is in some way altered so that it's not the same as what's found in nature. And so it doesn't behave the same. Therefore, there are side effects because it's not meant to work with, I mean, it's meant to work with the lock and key system in our body, but it's altered in a way that it doesn't do exactly what the thing found in nature does. And so we've created, in some ways, a different species of human beings by practicing this kind of medicine.
Because you're
And
taking
this,
it out of nature. You're taking it out of nature.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. You're mimicking nature, but it's not improved because it's patented. It just means you can make money from it. and nobody else can do it the way you did it without paying you. So, I mean, it's just the most bizarre system you can think of. And it doesn't have to do with healing, it has to do with making money for the pharmaceutical companies. And this didn't happen until I think it was in the 50s that patent medicines first appeared. Do you know, Andrew, when patent medicines first appeared?
Century.
Oh, he's saying the turn of the century. And it got caught up into this whole thing that was progress, which is, scientific method and all of that.
But some pharmaceuticals seem to really help. I mean, there's vaccinations,
Oh,
obviously.
I'm not saying that pharmaceuticals are not necessary and valuable in certain circumstances. They're the best things we have. I'm just saying that they aren't the same as substances found in nature. And so it has changed what it is to be a human being. It is my experience from watching that in the idea of the battlefield of infectious disease, where there are bigger drugs for bigger bugs and bigger drugs for bigger bugs. The creativity of the bugs is a lot faster than the creativity of the drugs. So ultimately, that's a losing battle. Which doesn't mean that the antibiotics don't work, but then something slips through that we don't have the right thing for. And COVID was an example of that. But, before antibiotics, people died very young of infectious diseases. So it's very mixed. But there might be possibly, if we had our focus on supporting the immune system, instead of ignoring it, that which Western medicine does. And of course, everybody on this call does. And that's the real thing, is that building our immune system and understanding that when we do get a cold, that's our immune system doing push-ups. And it actually is a good thing that our body can still recognize a virus or a bacteria and react to it and overcome it without drugs. So we all do a lot to make that possible for our bodies, to work with them. Yes.
Hey, good morning.
Good
Um,
morning. Yes, so happy to see you and hear from you.
yes. Well, boy, apparently I woke up with a doozy of a cold this morning. I even checked to see if it was COVID, but doesn't look like it.
No. And even if it was, COVID has become a communicable disease. It's no longer a death sentence. So it's not what it was,
Right.
you know, even a year ago.
Well, I was concerned I'm going to an event this coming weekend, and I was like, just wanted to make sure I wasn't. Yeah, my new niece who's
Oh,
pregnant
yeah.
is having a baby
Yeah.
shower, and I have a friend coming in. But anyway, so I don't, but
Oh,
I have a,
wow. That sounds fun.
yeah, so I have a pretty lousy cold. It's been a long time. I've been pushing myself though. But just so anyway, yeah, I think it's the strongest cold I've had in a while. So um I don't know what my point
Well,
was.
your immune system doing push-ups.
That's what I'm feeling is the immune system kicking in, right? It's just like
Exactly.
so I'm using what I have here and a few Chinese herbs and some standard process things and
Mhm.
slow down a little. But
Your vitality feels quite good.
does it?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've been bumping up against myself here lately, so it's time to just get a little more quiet and settle things down a bit.
Been doing a lot of inner work for months.
Oh my gosh.
Really intense.
My therapist was out of town, so I had a day off. But so anyway, going to just kind of get going through some deep stuff, some deep emotional stuff, and uh, yeah. But yeah, it's been ongoing for a while. It's a bit,
Yeah.
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 So uh, anyway, just calm it all down here and just relax. So
Oh, that's good. Yeah, it's the time of year for that. Yeah.
yeah, but it's nice to see you all and yeah, it's interesting talking about the herbs and it's just this interesting topic. So thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. Hmm. Yeah, I'll talk a little bit more about retreat. I mean, it was very personal. Most of it was about completing a certain part of my own inner work that was very necessary. And we'll say for this cycle, probably nearing completion, which is good because when that happens, when a cycle is complete, then there's space for something new. And it was really the a time for me to I really wanted to sit and see if that completion is real, similar to the work you've been doing, Nancy. It's been a kind of long slog of resolving things that happened decades ago in myself, and satisfying those energetic patterns so that they're no longer the drivers in the field. And I'm a little bit tired this morning, and one of the side effects of that is that there's a heaviness to that fatigue. And one of the things that I really experienced on the retreat is what the lightness of I can't complete the sentence. It's just lightness, really, of that comes from the resolution of these deep dark patterns that needed to come to the surface and be released. So that the lightness can get through. And we all have intense experiences that, really, really impact who we are as human beings and how we behave with each other. And I was blessed with a fair amount of drama and trauma as a child. And so it's good to be um to have completed a phase of investigation of all of that.
Congratulations. I mean, I can feel that when you're talking about it. It's a real clarity and the energetic with that. That's beautiful.
It is beautiful. It is
Mm.
I would say that part started when I was 32. So Saturn return happens at 29. Maybe it really started then. And then the second Saturn return happens at, 60, 61. And so, even though I'm 10 years beyond that's this 72 is considered the end of another cycle. And so that's also kind of in rhythm with my life cycle since
Mm.
that's my age.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's the beginning of something new. And I felt that that's why part of why I took that time off
Hmm.
was to be in sync with it.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, that's an inspiration. That's an inspiration to me.
Well,
But being that,
I am not going to allow you to minimize the quality and quantity of work that you've done
yeah,
in
thank you.
comparison, which is
No, I
what I
know.
see
Yeah,
here.
right.
And y- that's not what's going on.
Right.
That's not at all what's going on.
Yes, thank you for
And you know, I want to emphasize the clarity and authenticity that I see in you that I just want to recognize and support.
yeah, thank you very much. That I've been feeling that. Yeah. Thank you for mentioning that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's so easy for us to jump into self-denial in comparison.
Hmm.
And and I'm just going to say for you in particular, that's a waste of energy.
Thank you.
Just say it
Yeah,
quite simply.
I
It's
can
because
see that.
it's just not true.
Yes, I
Yeah.
can see that.
Yeah. And I do the same thing, which is why I recognize it. You and I have talked before that we probably have very similar charts because we were born not that far apart.
Right.
And so we have a lot of similar
Yeah.
things going on at the same time.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome and so well deserved. You're really a very, very fine and refined person.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Been a pleasure to be with you all, truly.
Yeah, we're almost there, aren't we? Hmm. Yeah.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What else? How many do we serve? Mhm. So we're kind of full on getting into the holiday season now. Just seeing the sun and how beautiful it is this morning. It's been getting dark so early in the evening that it's really startling at 4:30 when it's dark. And it seems to have come all of a sudden, maybe with the time change.
I just wanted to share. My niece was over, maybe a week ago, and she's 7 months pregnant. Um, and so that baby is really active in her tummy, and she would just take my hand and just move it to where she goes, feel this and feel that, and all this movement. And so that was so precious.
That probably
Oh,
means it's a boy.
she knows it's a girl. She did in vitro and
It's a girl.
yeah,
Oh, good. She's got an active girl.
she got a very active girl. And
Hmm.
so that was I mean, I haven't felt the baby moving, and she was so forever. So I wanted to share how darn sweet that was and how much in love it makes me feel with
Oh,
this
yeah.
new one coming. And
Yeah.
yeah, they're very precious. So.
And this is the baby shower happening?
Yeah, yes, it is.
Is this the baby shower?
Yes, yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So very
it's so
sweet.
wonderful because you've had you've had the two sides in the last year, the departure and now the arrival
True,
of,
true.
of people you're close to. It's
Yeah,
wonderful.
really
Yeah.
life going on
Yeah.
full blast. Yeah.
Yes.
So
And in many ways, the exact same, it's the exact same event. It's just that one is coming and the other one's going.
it's
But it's
true.
the exact same energetic shift,
Yeah.
just in opposite directions.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty deep stuff. Um,
Well, the thing is that when it's the birth process, we celebrate. And when it's the death process, it's cultural
mhm.
that we grieve. And it's also, I mean, there's real, grief is if love is a glove that fits on our hand, then grief is that glove turned inside out. And it's really the love turned inside out. And the thing to understand is that the love doesn't die. The
Mhm.
love shared with another human being does not die. And so that connection is always available. And what happens is we get so tangled up in the emotion of the grief that we forget to feel into the connection to the love because we're also taught in this culture not to believe that that exists. And truly it does if you feel in your heart in any moment to someone you have loved,
Yeah. Yep.
that
It's
connection
there.
is it's still there.
Yeah,
It's
very strong.
still
Very strong.
yes. So and and this is this is why love is forever. Love is our access to infinity. Mhm. Oh, so it's time for us to meditate. So let's return to that. It's been so nice to be here with you. Thank you so much for coming today. It's been such a treat to be with you. Mm. So much love to you all. Till next week. Thank you so much. Bye for now.